the show stating what others hate. Seeking the truth and transparency here on Patriot View
at 1A Independent News.
With your host, Bear Direct.
Hey, what's going on, Patriots? Hang on just a second. I'm going to give you something. Help us get those views up on Rumble. We're trying again to load to YouTube. It keeps telling us that our videos are length has got to be 15 minutes. That doesn't really give you much time for the intro, outro, plus the content. So, excuse me. So that's weird. But I did have to do went on my computer this morning, did this verification thing, so hopefully that'll do it right there. So we will find out, but help us out on getting those views up on Rumble. The views are what we were counting on to fund what we're trying to do, what our goals are. So let's get those views up. We are trying again to get going on YouTube again. YouTube kept hitting us last time. There several years ago, over Bull. So we're going to try it again now that they've got smacked around a few times. So either way, if you're viewing from Facebook, X, or Truth, you're getting the episode of the day direct to Rumble. Share on those platforms, but sign up for a free Rumble account. We have a paid account as a content creator because we need more space, storage space. So we do have a paid plan that you can get a free plan. You can try your hand at content creation, and if you do well, then you get you could justify possibly going to a paid plan. I pay for everything out of my pocket. So I pay for the website. I pay for everything. Email server, literally everything. And these people behind me are getting, oh man, wow, this is like a train coming around this rotary. I'm going to have to take it. Yep. There we go. It kind of hurts that when we can't get the views that we need to actually sustain, we're not making nothing off our monetized content through Rumble because we don't have enough views. So that's why we ask, help us get those views up. So we got thousands of views per episode in order to sustain everything. At this point, I don't even know if I could actually recoup my loss for everything that I've paid for all these, for 5 years now, 4 or 5 years now. So help us out, help us get those views up. And also, website and email. Over on the website, there's 2 ways you can actually support us. On the bottom of the homepage is a crowdfunding box. Lots of things are done through crowdfunding. And at the top of the page, there's a little gift box put up there by our hosting provider. If you gift to that gift box, what it does is it credits our hosting account. Okay, we don't get it. It goes and credits our hosting account. So that would be one thing off our plate that we don't have to worry about. So we do not have any sponsors. We have items we recommend. It's in the description. It says not a sponsor. So if anything changes with that relationship with that item or that product, we will remove not a sponsor and we will put the appropriate relationship in. If you got something you want to say and you want to get out there, don't want to put it on your social media profile because of trolls. It doesn't matter whether you're lean left, you're lean right. The rules are going to be the same. So we're going to give you an opportunity to get that on our website. Okay, we do have some guidelines, and that's why I said it doesn't matter whether you're left leaning, you're right leaning. It doesn't matter. We're going to give you the same opportunity, both the same opportunity. But it has to meet the same guidelines, okay? Biggest thing is cannot be crazy and outlandish, okay? So we're going to go over that at the end. So if you are a promoter do not comment in anything to do with we can help you. And do a little fluff to ego booster, we'll say, because sometimes you guys get these things on these comments in there when there's 0 views, okay? And what that means is I can tell whether they actually watched the video or not, because if they've commented about following the content, watching the content, and doing the fluff, excuse me, it's that time of year, guys, and there's 0 views at that point, I know they didn't watch it. If they're commenting still with fluff and not, when I say do not comment other than about the content itself, no promotion, no self-promotion, no, we can help you, blah, 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 blah. Comment about the topics at hand, the discussion at hand. Okay. If you want to try to sell, listen, I ain't got no money for you. Okay. Bottom line, got no money. I've had to cancel our live streaming platform, which allowed us to live stream to our website. So we can't do that anymore. If you want to help us out and you want to work an agreement out that if what you do works, then once we have what we need, we start generating that you get something, a certain amount, then that's fine. But I'm not going to just agree to hand you money for a product that that I may or may not get. Bottom line. Okay. So send us an email. That's how I weed out the cheeseheads, we'll say. The guys that are trying to sell something and with fluff. Don't put it in a comment anymore. Send it in an email. If you don't send it in an email, I'm not going to respond to you. You know why? Because I can respect the person that actually paid attention, and even though that they were told I have no money, I can't pay for something, that still sends an email like, hey, let me help you out. I got one that I really want to look at. Somebody had actually commented, but they might have some ideas, but they weren't actually selling something. So, still a little, I wish they had sent it in an email, so I'm still a little on edge about that one. So, but either way, guys, help us out. Help us out. Help us out. So, let's get over into what's going on. Again, hang into the end. We're going to give you a way to get something out that's on your mind. Okay? I've been watching about these shutdowns. Listen. I know a guy who's was in the Army during one of the shutdowns. I remember the last shutdown. Actually, several most of the shutdowns I remember. One guy that I was talking to, he's like, we were talking about, he's talking about the shutdowns, and that's why they didn't want to train, they didn't want to blah 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 blah. And I kind of get it and I understand it, but I guess when I was in during the shutdown, it was a different time. It sucked. Luckily for me, at the time, yes, I was married, but I was still young enough. We didn't have a family yet. Really, all I had was credit cards and a car payment, which my wife worked. She was, I'll tell you what, my wife was pretty good with money. So we really didn't have an issue. I've always been bad with money. I look at it, I can't take it with me when I die. So I don't know. But, and that was during the Clinton administration, okay, in the early 90s. Early mid 90s. So, it's shutdowns, government shutdowns are going to happen. Most of the time when there's government shutdown, it's because Democrats are just asking for the craziest stuff. And I'm telling you right now, healthcare is not, no. They're fluffing it. And the liberal media that's moving along, they're fluffing it too. Carpool, man, carpool. Sorry about coughing, but it's carpool. Yes, the liberal media is fluffing it. The ones that are working alongside, and they're going to try to make everything sound like it's the Republicans' fault, it's Trump's fault, blah, 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 blasey, blasey, blasey. No, it is literally the Democrats, and they're saying, healthcare, taking away healthcare for people, they're ruining healthcare, it's dangerous for healthcare. They are not telling you the truth. The facts. They're putting the narrative, the spin on it. They're not telling you the story. Again, remember, if anybody that watched yesterday, I said something about the narrative and the story, right? There's a difference. So the narrative is Republicans want to destroy healthcare. Republicans want to destroy healthcare. They want to take healthcare away. Millions are going to lose their healthcare. No, you need to read and understand exactly what's going on, which Democrats have it in there, and they want free healthcare and all these benefits for illegals. This is why it has nothing to do with citizens. It has almost everything to do with these Democrats, these liberal Democrats, caring more about illegals than citizens. And that's the story. And some of the networks that actually put it out there and say the truth and not just the narrative, like the bad Republicans and Trump are trying to take away Medicaid, Medicare, and blah 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 blah. Listen, these Democrats want to have government-run healthcare, kind of like Momdani and wanting to do government-run grocery stores. Now you got another Boston or somewhere. I think Massachusetts or Boston or something. They're talking about government-run grocery stores. You will lose. You will lose bad. I'm telling you right now. Because what was it? One state already did it. Was it Minnesota? Might have been Minnesota. I can't remember. Hit us in the comments if you can remember which state it was. I almost believe it was Minnesota. Yeah, that moron Waltz, state. And it did not. Either way, whichever state it was over Midwest towards the West Coast. Did not work out well. Did not work out well at all. And I don't think it was the whole state. I think it was a city. But again, I could be wrong. It's been a while since we talked about it. We don't have the studio done, so we don't have, all, notes with all the specifics. So that's the fun part of the carpools here, the drive times, is you're trying to remember everything. It's just like you're carpooling, and you're trying to remember everything that's going on, and in the details, and it just can't happen. You're gonna miss details. You're gonna forget details, and you're gonna try to jam it in. So what we're doing is we're giving a Patriots view on things. We're giving a perspective from an independent view. Okay. The thing is, it didn't work. That's the point of government-run grocery stores. It didn't work. It didn't work. It freaking failed epically. And these morons want to do it again. And in New York, I don't know about in Boston or Massachusetts or wherever it was there. I'm almost positive it was in Massachusetts, whether it was the whole state or just a city. I can't remember right up. Businesses have already said they will, like grocers, suppliers, things like that, have already said they will literally leave the city. They will leave. They will not supply the stores, period. It's basically, we're going to cut off the food supply to New York City if you try to implement this. Why? Because they're going to say, you can't charge us. We're only going to pay this. Okay. Listen, if you know somebody in contracting that's done government contracts, yes, sometimes you can actually make out really good because some government contracts, the national contracts say that, it's got to be this much, things got to be this much. Here it is. It's called wasteful spending. So when I had my contracting business and we had what was considered a government contract, whether it be federal, municipal, or state, I've done contracted up on an Air Force base before. Things like they got state buildings, state facilities, things like that, local facilities. And there's things that you should be charging this for this. You should be charging this for that. Blasey down the line. Great. I understand and I agree with, like maybe prevailing wage. So you're getting paid more. Your people are getting paid more. So I don't have a problem with that. What I had a problem with was things that I would normally charge one customer one price. I was basically being told, yeah, no, you're not. I mean, I was told one time, no, you didn't. Your quote's not right. It's not enough. I had to redo my quote because I was told it. They weren't going to accept it because the price was too low. So, what are they thinking when they say the price is too low? Is if you got people that don't know the difference and they just have these breakdowns in front of them, this is what it should cost for this, because they've already know what materials are needed, and they're looking at the itemized breakdown on the quote, and you're seeing this price. Now they're saying, no, you're not charging us enough, which means you're gonna half-assed the job. For people that don't know. So here's where they talk about wasteful spending. So I talked about the $100 or $400 toilet seats before, right? I don't know exactly what they cost, but I can give you an example of a project up a load center that I had gotten that I could have got for $300, or I might have charged $300 for. They wanted me to charge $8. By the guidelines, the minimum had to be $8. That's quite a bit of money. I'm sorry. I mean, I would have loved to have been able to charge $800 just for the load center. Not installed, just to get it. To install. So everything was way more, and that's wasteful spending. So that's just an example. Nobody wants wasteful spending. Nobody wants grocery stores to leave. How do we get from budget and shutdowns to... That's just an example of what these people think. They want government run everything, right? Government run everything. That's what liberal Democrats want. Government run everything. And you know what? These liberal sheep that follow them blindly, yeah, they love that idea. Free. Nothing is free, man. With that free comes higher taxes. With that free comes crappier healthcare. Yep. As countries that have government-run healthcare, the people that are going to be honest with you are going to say, you know what? They're paying a higher tax rate if everybody pays taxes. It's some form of taxes, okay, in every country. These people are going to tell you, if they're being honest, is the healthcare sucks. The quality of the healthcare sucks. Here's how you fix things. One, you cap the insurance companies so that people can afford health insurance. Two, they can't just deny critical claims for care. Here's one of the things the insurance companies do. Deny. And listen, they've been doing it for forever. They have been doing it forever. They denied, like cancer treatments, treatments for leukemia, life-saving measures, basically. It's just ridiculous, and that shouldn't be allowed. You're a health insurance company. How can you deny one of your insured life-saving measures? Well, because they lose money. Because now they got to pay out money. Well, how do you make it fair? Hospitals and medical professionals are charge an insurance company more than if you didn't have insurance and you paid for it out of pocket. I think, great. Not all of them do it, but there's some that'll do it. Hey, listen, if you're paying out of pocket, it's going to be this. trying to make it affordable for people that don't have insurance. Somewhat. Give them a break. And I get it, and it's great. There should be a understanding that, hey, you can't gouge the insurance companies. And that's what it comes down to. Insurance companies can't, or practitioners in hospitals can't gouge the insurance companies because somebody's got insurance. I mean, that's just crazy. There has to be some kind of balance. You just got to find it. So here's the thing that their problem is. You have the Democrats that sit there and want all this free stuff. And Democrats, voters, are starting to catch on and go, wait a minute. You care. And you saw, if anybody's seen the videos of I don't know whether it was town hall or whatnot. The mayor of Chicago was there. And they had Democrat voters there from the black community that called them out and said, we are done. You have proven that you care more about illegals, people that are in our country illegally. And all the Democrats have proved that they care more about the people that are in our country illegally than you care about us, the citizens. So this is what it comes down to. So this is why the Democrats are trying to make it sound like it's the Republicans' fault, conservatives' fault for this shutdown. I don't agree. And I tell you what, as a former military member that has been through a shutdown, I did my job. I commend all the members that are doing their job. They're trying to say, the Democrats and other people, liberals, are trying to say that they're not going to get back pay. They'll get back pay. They have to. They can't not pay them. And then when they start paying them, not retro the pay. They have to. They have to. It's just one of those things. They have to. They owe that money. They have to pay for the labor that and the services that were provided. Okay. That's just law, man. I mean, even the federal government has to follow that law. Paychecks. Military, law enforcement, bottom line is, if there's a shutdown and you're military, and I never understood this, but I've always felt this way. If you're military and your government employees, being your law enforcement, your military, these are things you're not going to, you just can't shut down. They got to keep operating, right? Anybody else that doesn't, is not needed, not essential, you get laid off, I guess. I hate to say it. You get laid off. Your military, your law enforcement, the intelligence, folks, blah, 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 blah. They're essential. Pay them. Pay them. Pay those men and women. As lawmakers, why is it that we're hearing lawmakers saying, you know what? Until we get this resolved, I'm not going to take a paycheck. No. Here's the way it should be. You, and it doesn't matter whether you're from the left or the right, you didn't do your job. Period. So if there's a shutdown, your funds should be diverted to the military and the law enforcement, the essential employees that work in the government that need to be paid. Boom. Bottom line. There it is. Should not be well, we might, we were not going to take a paycheck. And it's only certain ones. And all the Republicans are saying, or not all the Republicans, but there's a lot of Republicans that are saying, we're just not going to say, we won't take a paycheck. Well, damn right, you shouldn't take a paycheck. Sorry. Just like the Democrats shouldn't take a paycheck. You didn't come to an agreement, which means you didn't do your job. Republicans and conservatives are trying. I'm sure John Fetterman's on board with this because he has been. They've been trying to put in temporary relief in there. Okay, that way people are getting their paychecks, and Democrats are just fighting it. Unreal, because some of their constituents threw a fit the last time. No. You are sitting there trying to get the taxpayers to flip the bill for illegals. Again, Democrats. And that's the bottom line. The American people should not be flipping the bill for anything for illegals. You came across the border illegally, you need to go home. It is time. You've overstayed your welcome. It's time to go home. I'm sorry. Well, they're great. A lot of these people are just great people, and they just want to, and there's a legal way to go about it. Take advantage of the opportunity that's offered to you by Kristi Noem and the get the hell out on your own. They're willing to pay you. Turn yourself in. They're willing to get you a plane ticket, give you $1,000, and get the hell out. And they will tell you on how to go about the legal process. Do that. Then you're welcome. This is what conservatives have been saying all along. No, it's not that we have a problem with immigrants. We don't. We have an issue with illegals coming across the border illegally, going through the proper process. That's what we have a problem with. This is what the people that immigrated to the United States legally are having a problem with. And they've said it straight up. We came here the right way. We went through the process. My family went through the process. Things like that. Why do these people get a free pass? And that is why the government is shut down right now. Because Democrats these liberals want this free stuff. They want to put these illegals, these illegal aliens, ahead of tax-paying citizens at the expense of tax-paying citizens. So, all right, guys, I'm going to bust out on that. If you got anything you want to add, go ahead and hit it in the comment section. Again, help us get those views up on Rumble. Pop over. We're going to give you a way to get something out here. Just a second. Follow me over. Website and email. If it's not already up here, it will be. If it was up in the beginning, it will be up here before we close. So if it's not up, it will be. Website and email. Pop over to the website. Bottom of the homepage is crowdfunding box. Crowdfunding is used for a lot of things now. A lot of productions, different things. It seems to be a great thing. Top of all the pages, the little gift box put up there by our host provider. If you gift to that, it goes directly to our host provider, credits our hosting account. So again, we greatly appreciate that. We do not have any sponsors. We have items we recommend only. These are items that we purchased ourselves. We tried them. We love them. We want to share them as far as letting you know about them. If you see an article or a piece on our website, and we're way behind on writing, we have to do the adult thing. So we're way behind. So if you've got something you want to send, so if you see a piece without a name on it on our website, it's because it's ours. We will not take credit for your piece. So must have a first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address. Again, cannot be crazy and outlandish. Doesn't matter whether you got a left-leaning view or a right-leaning view. The rules are the same. Exactly the same. Cannot be crazy and outlandish. If we can't take it seriously, then we're not putting it up there. Okay? So it doesn't matter who you are. Cannot be crazy and outlandish. If it sounds insane, then that's just what we're not doing that. We don't do that. So And you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I'm saying crazy and outlandish. Something that just cannot be, people just can't wrap their heads around and go, unless you're extreme left, liberal, and you believe like the you suffer from TDS, things like that, then yeah, you're probably going to, oh yeah, I believe that. But a normal average person with free thought is going to look at it and go, what are they talking about? That doesn't even seem logical or even plausible, is what we're talking about. Okay? That sounds absolutely freaking somebody from an insane asylum write that. So we want to give everybody an opportunity. If they got something reasonable to say it. Bring your receipts if you can, okay? If you quote anything, this is two-parter, so it's going to be the same, so I'm only going to say this once. So if you quote anything, make sure it's in quotations, okay? We're going to talk about hyperlinking. So quotes in quotations. Sources or references in brackets. What you can do for the quotes or the sources or references, you're going to copy and paste the indexed address out of the address bar, and you're going to paste it directly above or directly below the quote, or in the brackets for each individual source or reference that you're using. That identifies, okay, boom. We're going to hyperlink the indexed address into the quote or the references, sources, changing the text a different color. People click on it, goes directly to the page on the website that quote or reference or source was drawn off. No references or sources, they're not quotes. They are things that are supporting exactly what you're trying to say. Okay, that's all they are. You're not quoting, you're just using them to support as supporting information for you. You know, make sure you're putting in my view, my opinion, my belief, blah, 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 things that indicate that it's an opinion piece. But like I said, back it up, back it up with some quotes, back it up with some resources or references or something that support what you're trying to say. Run your piece, or we're not grammar, please. Run your piece through a grammar editor. Okay, run your piece through a grammar editor. What it's going to do is going to help. We're not, like I said, we're not going after grammar, but it makes it easier for people to understand exactly what you're saying when you have punctuation in the right spot. Spelling, unless it was just trashed, nobody's really going to notice. But it's great because you get these crazy liberals that want, or trolls that want to try to tear your piece up. And that's why you don't want to put it on your own social media page, right? Your own profile. So you go ahead and you send it to us. We'll take a look at it. As long as it lines up and with what we need, we'll go ahead and put it up there for you. Okay, so run it through a grammar editor. Make sure check these points though. Check sure these boxes are checked at what we need, so we don't have to send it back to you. We can look at it and go, good to go, and we can send you an email. Hey, there you are. You can share away. Again, we're not going to take credit for your piece. Must have a first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address. State and location so we can see we're reaching out. Others can see we're reaching out. So like Bob from Phoenix, Arizona, or Buck from Denison, Texas. Simple, straightforward, non-identifying. The only one that's going to know it's you is you, and where else you tell it's you. So, all right, guys. Again, hit us in the comment section. Help us get those Rumble views up. Share if you're on Facebook, X or Truth. Share. If we can get this up on YouTube, and you're on YouTube, do the same thing. Share. Help us get out there. Help us get those views up, and let's start building the community. Let's start getting to where we can actually fund this the way we intended, which was through our views. So, again, sign up for that free Rumble account if you're out viewing from Rumble. If you're on YouTube, you know what you got to do. Just help us share. Subscribe. I don't have a subscribe button set up for YouTube. I'm waiting for these because I had to start a new channel. I'm waiting for these videos to start going. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to start doing them right on my computer. I really don't want to. I mean, because everything's on the phone. I want to be able to just pop it up on there. So as soon as I can, I'll work on it, and once these things start loading on YouTube, I'm going to start hitting the subscribe button, and then we'll go from there. So help us out, help us get these views up, help us get everything moving, so we can start getting some of the stuff that we need going. It's really taking it. It's really putting a hurting on me financially to keep this going. But I'm a jarhead. I'm not a quitter. So again, send us what you got. Hit us in the comment section. Share. On Rumble, once you sign up for a free Rumble account, hit that orange and white button logo or just our Patreon view on the episode. Should take you to our channel. Hit follow, subscribe, whatever happens to be there, plus share. The reason I say whatever happens to be there is because depending on, I don't know if it still is, but it was, depending on whether you were on a mobile, viewing from a mobile app or like a desktop, laptop, whatever, it would show, one would say subscribe, one would say follow. So I don't know if it's still that way or not, but if it is, that's why I say follow or subscribe. So help us out, help us grow. We can only get better with growth and help. And again, if you got something, send it to us. You got an idea, send it to us. Hit us in the email and website right there. Hit us in the comments section, but share, encourage others to share as well. So, all right, guys, again, as always, till next time, stay frosty, my friends. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News.
You just heard Patriot View
At 1A Independent News.
with Bear Direct. Join us on Rumble at 1A Independent News for our daily broadcast.